good day, good night, or whenever you're watching this. I'm Super Xanderbro, and games are just too different from one another. They are so unique, they are so original. Why can't we keep an orderly lineup of games? Come on, guys. What's next? The actual media we play them on is different? Oh, come on!
Discs and cartridges. The standard on how gaming was played back in the day. Dating back with the Atari, pretty much every system used one of these. Couldn't go anywhere without seeing enough of these fellas. We take a look at the NES right here. They had their set design for their cartridges. Standard gray with the ridges in between. Yep, this gray piece of plastic right here holds my copy of Mario 2.
I have 2 cartridges of Tetris on the NES. How many do you have?
Cartridges would keep going across the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. Heck, they were even used on the Game Boy.
Because you can't shove this in the official Nintendo brick.
Oh boy, I can play even more Tetris than legally allowed. While on the toilet! Yes! I got a new high score!
Nowadays, discs are kind of the norm for games on PS4, PS5, Xbox consoles, and all that stuff, but PlayStation... We're not going to discuss any console before this. I refuse to talk about the Philips CDI. PlayStation will be the start of this new generation of gaming media.
Oh my god, Tetris? On a CD?
But once the PS1 rolled around, CDs became a lot more popular. They could hold a lot more data, they were a heck of a lot cheaper to make, read by a laser. Now Nintendo would continue to take the cartridge route for the Nintendo 64, but as mentioned before, PlayStation and even Sega hopping on the disc train with the Sega Saturn would still use CDs, but however, CDs are a lot more fragile than cartridges. See, with CDs using this laser technology on the surface, getting one of these dirty means the game can't read. And if the game can't read...
How else am I supposed to play Mega Man X6? But with cartridges, it's on the inside that counts. The good old blow into the cartridge and hope it cleared the dust trick. Only problem is that it's advised not to do this, but hey, the law never stopped me.
Escaping the IRS has never been so easy.
With cartridges, at least they have casing to protect all that good data in there. So, it's better to drop this than this. Nintendo would hop onto this train with their next system, not you, their next home system, the GameCube. They actually used discs this time, but compared to things like the PS2 and the new competitor on the market, Microsoft's new Xbox, they had generally better discs with more storage, better visuals, all that stuff. Much more powerful than Nintendo's new GameCube. Although the GameCube is still the best console version of Sonic Heroes, so... Take that, PS2 fans, that's a point for us. Xbox did a little cool thing with their discs, putting a little Xbox thingy on the inner part of the disc. They did this up to nowadays, and it's just a cute little detail, nothing more. This has no significance on the video, but it's just neat. Now, does the Wii do that?
You let me down. After all we've been through.
Enter the PlayStation Portable, or the PSP for short. This baby here would use not cartridges, but UMDs, Universal Media Discs. UMDs were used on the PSP and the PSP only. Literally nothing else used these things. So, UMDs are these discs trapped in casing to prevent damage to the actual disc. You'd slip one of these bad boys into the slot and the lasers read that disc. It's certainly innovative. I mean, Nintendo's GBA and DS used cartridges, which is reasonable, but UMDs was such a weird but understandable concept. Higher quality games and more powerful graphics at all, but at the cost of slower loading times and more fragile than cartridges. So did the PS Vita use discs?
No. No, it did not. It got a memory card. Each game got a memory card. There's no wonder this thing failed.
Let's talk about Nintendo really quick. Now, across 3 home consoles, shut up, Nintendo would use discs. And that's a lot less consoles Nintendo has that actually use these CDs. So, Nintendo Switch comes out and didn't use discs. This makes sense. The Switch is both a handheld and a home console, so It makes sense why they had to use cartridges. Although, to fit games on cartridges, some things had to be cut. Take Team Sonic Racing on the Xbox and PS4. The game looks better, and overall you can see which is the better quality. I mean, with the Switch version, they cut out the entire intro, and it doesn't look great. Now, this is bridging the line between the current topic and how powerful the console actually is itself. And that's a whole nother can of worms to talk about. You can't fit the entirety of LEGO Star Wars 2 on the Game Boy Advance, so what do? You don't. This does have something to do with the actual hardware more than a disc or a cartridge. If Tetris can run on an NES cartridge, you can run it on everything, like a CD. I mean, you can't pop a Wii U disc into a Switch, and they can't pop a 3DS cartridge into a Switch. This does have an impact with the size and shape of the cartridge. You can't put a Nintendo 64 cartridge in a 3DS. It's the size of a whole 3DS screen. Look, my own 3DS. But DS cartridges fit in there. What does this have to do with the video? No clue.
Okay, ladies and gents, I have to admit, unlike sane people, I have never tried a Switch cartridge before. That changes today. So today we are trying the Toy-Con VR flavor. Oh my god, bitter. No wonder these things taste terrible. I'm gonna get some water to wash this down. That sucks.
Now, if we want to talk about actual art on CDs and cartridges, yeah, I mean, I think this definitely do it better. There's only so much you can do on a cartridge. Look, this one is bigger than the rest. Some companies have actually created some nice looking disc art. Xenoblade Chronicles has the disc hole where the circular part of the Monado is. Super Smash Bros. Brawl's disc is a Smash Ball. And there are a ton of other examples like this, but out of the top of my mind, those are the two that come to mind the most. You can really be innovative with these things.
Hey, you. Me? Yeah, you. Have you ever wondered what would happen if physical games became obsolete? Isn't that kind of happening right now? What are you even doing here? Who even are you? The name's Cartridge, washed up filmmaker and mediocre producer. Get out of my house. No.
This is Jerry Backflips. Jerry used to be able to do backflips all day until he bought a digital copy of Scribblenauts Mega Pack on the Nintendo Switch. Since then, he hasn't been able to do any aerial or gymnastic stunts. To learn more about how digital games can affect your environment, visit us at www.www.www.www.com. Thank you.
What was the point of that? Okay. Get out of my house. Bye! So, discs or cartridges. It really doesn't matter what you play them on. One is more fragile, cheaper to make, but holds more storage, and the other one, less fragile, more expensive to make, less storage. I mean, as long as it runs a game, it's fine, but I mean, the back of discs create rainbows, and I don't see Jet Force Gemini doing that.